We love about this time in the morning every day when we get to chat with Pat.
Oh, wow. And today, I'll tell you, today is David Closson, and he serves as the director of the Center For Biblical Worldview at Family Research Council, where he researches, writes, speaks about life, human sexuality, religious liberty, related issues from a biblical worldview. His bio, I could just spend this last moments talking on his bio. There is so much there, but he is going to be sharing with us some of the results of a study, a national survey on church-going America, social issues, and worldview. Good morning, David. How are you today?
Good morning. It's a joy to be on the program. Thanks for having me.
I looked at this study and I'm kind of overwhelmed. So to do this in like 10 minutes. It's beyond me. I may have to get back in touch with you for my hour-long show. But
have to talk fast.
That's right. So tell me, first of all, what do you see as the major findings in the study? There's so much in here.
No, you're right, Pat. There are a lot of takeaways from this study that we did with George Barna, and we did the same survey 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So it was helpful to see kind of how things have changed. And just to be clear, this survey is regular churchgoers. This includes Catholics and Protestants all over the country. And to even be eligible for the survey, you had to attend church at least monthly. Okay. But then when we really dove into the data, 65% of our respondents were weekly churchgoers. So we really think we kind of have the pulse on what America's most devout actually believe in terms of theology and kind of political, social issues. Let me give you an encouraging statistic and maybe a less encouraging.
Yeah, there were some that didn't encourage me, David. So yes, please.
I want to start with some encouragement, if you don't mind.
No, go, please.
On the issue of human dignity, we found that 84% of regular churchgoers do believe that every person is made in God's image. 83% told us they believe every human has undeniable value and dignity. And 75% also told us they believe the God of the Bible is the only author of life. So we found that among regular churchgoers, human dignity ranked pretty high. Mm-hmm. And let me give you actually one more encouraging stat. We found that across the board, regular churchgoers actually desired additional worldview training from their church, either from their pastor or from their priest. 88%, again, overwhelming, told us they wanted more training on the question of religious freedom. I found that very interesting, very encouraging.
Yeah.
76% wanted additional training from their church on social and political responsibility, and 64%, so again, a large majority, wanted additional training on the question of human sexuality. And of course, if you think of the whole LGBT kind of moral revolution we're observing today, the fact that the majority of churchgoers wanted more training, it shows me that churchgoers are leaning into the issues and want to be equipped. And I found that encouraging.
That is encouraging. One of the things I think that confused me, and maybe you can clarify this for me, because you said there was no spiritual subgroup that reached a clear majority in support of the biblical definition of family. But yet, then when you look at some of the stats on a family, like 68% then said marriage is a man and a woman. So, am I like not understanding this? Is it just that no one group said that, or this is across the board? Can you kind of help me understand that?
Yeah. So separate question on the marriage. We just simply asked, do you agree or disagree with the definition of marriage between one man and one woman? And 68% chose that option. The second question we asked is, okay, well, what about your definition of family? Is family the people who are united by God's design, one man, one woman in marriage, and the children that come from that union? Or is family just a group of people who care for each other? Or is family a definition that changes over time and across cultures? Or is just you have a kind of a really basic definition that a family is a people that live together? And 46% chose kind of the biblical answer, that a family is one man, one woman, the children that result from that union. 20% chose the option, a family is a group of people who care for each other. 22% of regular churchgoers said, well, yeah, the definition of family changes over time and across cultures. And 6% chose that last option, that is just a people people that live together is what a family is.
Oh, okay. That's very interesting. You don't, I'm sure, I mean, when you do a survey, you can't figure out why they say these things, right? Is it just, this is like, you can't figure out why did they just say it's people that live together?
You're right, and that's why we try to ask a whole kind of a battery of questions to really kind of delve deep into what churchgoers actually believe on all of these issues, and you see internal consistencies. Mm-hmm. So again, overwhelming majorities of churchgoers kind of answer the pro-life direction on human dignity, mm-hmm. that we're made in God's image, that we have undeniable value. But then when you ask the question on, well, what about pro-life or pro-choice identity? And again, this is one of the more discouraging things. We found that 43% of regular churchgoers identify as pro-life, whereas 35% identify as pro-choice. And by the way, that was up from 22% 2 years ago.
Right.
And so again, some of the people who are affirming, oh yeah, every person is made in God's likeness, every person has undeniable value and dignity, some of those same people then say, well, you know what, I identify as pro-choice. So again, I think a survey like this exposes there is inconsistent thinking among the people in our pews.
Yeah, and that's down from your 2023, right? 20%. That's a lot. 63% of regular churchgoers in 2023 described themselves as pro-life, and in 2025 it went to 43%. So
yeah, down 20%, and so again, I think.
What do you think?
Super discouraging.
Yeah, what's the cause of that, do you think? I mean, I know you don't maybe have all that statistical background, but what's your intuitive sense there?
Well, yeah, so working here in Washington, D.C., and I travel the country, I speak in a lot of churches, we're finding that the voices of the culture, ever since Roe v. Wade was overturned, there has been a really coordinated, systematic kind of campaign, not just in the broader culture, but those who kind of still profess a Catholic or kind of Christian identity, saying, well, you know, this is one of those issues that we can agree to disagree on, like, you know, immigration. You know, mm-hmm. Christians can agree to disagree on the exact approach. And a lot of people are trying to make the same argument on the life issue. And again, that's where we need to come back and say, well, no, there's actually a thus saith the Lord. We don't have to guess God's opinion. There's a chapter and a verse. We have Psalm 139, verses 13 through 16 in our Bible. We have Luke chapter 1, verses 39 through 45 in our Bible. And so, again, I'm never someone who wants to beat up on pastors or priests.
Right.
But I think this survey can be used to kind of teach to the test. If this is where our people are, how can we begin to catechize and disciple?
Yeah. And I think you do a nice job, too, in this survey of kind of getting people to understand when life begins, too. I mean, because there are people that don't think that life begins at fertilization. And the medical community has played into that belief, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And so that's one of the reasons we asked the question. Is specifically, again, these are regular churchgoers, so we asked the question, do you believe the Bible identifies when life begins? And it was 54% who said yes, 24% said no, 22% were unsure. And we did this 2 years ago. We did it again in this survey. For those who said yes, we said, okay, great. At what point?
Right.
You believe the Bible identifies a specific point. What is that point? And 40%, so the plurality, said fertilization. But again, the other options also registered points, and it shows, again, the confusion.
Yes, exactly. And so it's hard. You can even say you're pro-life, but if you don't think that it starts at fertilization, you would still support abortion, correct?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Well, David, thank you so much for doing this much-needed research, and I hope to be in touch with you and maybe get you on for a longer interview, okay?
Would love to. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Have a good week ahead, David.